ready for Solomon's Porch Podcast. Hey, giving the glory to God. Yeah, you're hanging with Jason and Sean. Get ready for Solomon's Porch.
So, in honor, not in honor, but
in honor, we are honoring this coronavirus.
In the circumstances that we're living in right now, in March 2018 or no. March
2018.
March 2020. I was looking at March 18th, 2020, the day we're recording this show. Everybody's under quarantine. Well, not everybody, but gatherings of 100 or more are shut down. And the president is requesting that anything 10 or more be shut down. That's not mandated.
Right.
But that was kind of one of his things is like, hey, 10 or more people, you might want to chill. But that would include our Bible study, and we're not stopping that. So we're going to go full throttle. So, but things to do during things to do. I can't talk today. During the quarantine. Top 5 things to do during quarantine for this COVID-19 situation. So, Sean, I'll let you start off number 5, man.
Well, real quick, I saw this kind of ironic thing, and I really probably should have taken a picture. So I went into our local Food Line grocery store, and they have a pharmacy in there, and that's where I usually pick up all my meds. And right next to there was a display of Corona beer.
Perfect.
And it was just, it was just kind of like, I know we've all been kind of joking about that.
Yeah,
hey, could I get my coronavirus with the side of lime or, whatever. But it was like, really, y'all? Really? Right next to the pharmacy? Come on. I don't know. Maybe they thought it was ironic enough that they'd get some extra sales. I don't have a clue. But anyway, so whether you were...
I heard a lot of old people shop there, so...
Well, yeah, I do. Yeah. So whether you are quarantined, if you're self-quarantined, I'm a little bit self-quarantined because I have a lot of medical pre-existing issues that make me a little more susceptible to this thing. But my wife's also out of work because schools have closed down. So she's home. My daughter's homeschooled anyway. So we're all sitting at home. Now, of course, my daughter's still doing school, which she resents, I think, a little more than other folks. But I thought, actually, I don't necessarily have any more time than what I would normally have.
Right.
So this 5 things to do, I kind of was like, well, if I didn't have anything else to do, what would I like to be doing? So my number 5, I'm going to start right off the top here. Study the book of Revelation. Yeah. I mean, hey, everybody's talking about this is, the end of the world and stuff. So is it the end of the world? And if so, does it really? Oh, wait, man, we're going to get in that in our 3rd segment, aren't we?
Only problem is you got to study Daniel and Matthew 24 and 25.
There's a lot, actually, of additional. I mean, even in Acts, and so there's tons of scripture that interlace with the book of Revelation.
And Jesus still said, "Nobody knows the time or hour." So, you're not going to. So
yeah, but just the same though. Actually, in our Bible study, that was the one book that people were like, "Yeah, I know the least about." So I was kind of like, you know what? And I had already started studying the book, but it's been slow going.
Gotcha.
So I'd like to dive a little bit deeper on that.
Cool. My number 5 is really podcasting, man. And kind of in the same boat as you, like, my family or my living situation really doesn't change much based on this because I work 3rd shift at a hospital. So I go back to work tonight that we're recording, and so my life's really not going to change that much other than my kids being home more. So they might be more louder while I'm trying to sleep in the daytime.
More louder.
So, but, podcast is one of those things. If you're home and you're a podcaster, this is something you can do more of. You can maybe, interview some people because other people are going to be home. So you can do some Skype calls or whatever, however you interview folks. But it's just one of those things where, get some more content out there, or, YouTubing or anything else you do to produce content. I guess I would probably put produce content as number 5. So.
Yeah, and that's a good point. So whether you are a podcaster or if you make YouTube videos or whatever it is that you're into, blogging. So my number four. My number four is hanging out with Jason's family.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
Jason. Not Jason. Just the family.
No.
Okay.
And really, more specifically, just the kids. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. Love you too, man.
Well, everybody says, hey, spend time with family and that sort of thing. And absolutely. But, quarantine, make your own judgment call on this, whether that means just you and your home family or if you can do some extended family as well. And obviously, we feel comfortable doing extended family. And so, I think I've seen you more in the last week or so than normal.
Yeah,
So,
I think so. Well, it's because your wife's not working, so you're not having to, go pick her up and
yeah, I don't have a great excuse anymore.
So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
My number 4 is getting some Track Stars and Solomon's Porch stuff caught up. Going through email, stuff that's fell through the cracks that I haven't really focused on, and things that need to be done. I try to be consistent with all the things that I should be doing, but there's just some things where it's just like, I probably could have been spending more focus on this area, or catching up with people I hadn't caught up with, who are affiliated with Solomon's Porch or Track Stars. And it's really just trying to reconnect with customers and things like that, and artists. And so I've done a lot of that this week, talking with the artists and things, and making new friends and stuff like that. So it's been both because I work Track Stars and Solomon's Porch kind of at the same time. It's like there's different people in those groups that I communicate with and stuff. So I've been trying to, stay caught up on that. And because other artists and stuff are staying home, they have more time to respond and chit chat, things like that. So
I've noticed my responses to emails through Track Stars has been a lot faster lately.
Yeah, they have been.
I wonder why.
So number 3.
All right. Mine's going to be kind of dorky, I guess. But it's editing and organizing my photos. So, it's one of those things kind of like you were talking about with your Track Stars and Solomon's Porch work. It's something that just kind of gets set to the side, gets piled up easily, and, I'm just not quite getting to it as often as I need to. And it becomes sort of almost overwhelming. At this point in time, I look at it and I go, man, that's going to take so much time to get to. I'm not doing it right now. So then I push it out even further. So, definitely editing and organizing my photos better. So, yeah.
So, Disney releasing Rise of Skywalker, Frozen 2. I was thinking I could catch up on some older stuff. Like yesterday, my wife and I spent a lot of our day watching Law and Order. I hadn't seen Law and Order in so long, and it was just like, what? Let me watch some older stuff because, honestly, it's kind of hard to keep up with all of the current things that I watch or like to watch or would like to watch. So just kind of taking a step back and watching some older stuff. She tried to watch Mary Poppins. She's never seen it before, and she didn't get through the first 10 minutes. So she ended up putting on
of the original Mary Poppins, really? Okay.
So she put on Law and Order, and so I sat there, and as I was doing some Track Stars work, I was doing Law and Order or watching Law and Order, and it really just kind of, because I watched it more as a kid, it kind of took me back to that time being at my grandma's house because she loved Law and Order.
Right on.
So I'd sit there at her house and watch it and eat some collards. So I ate some collards and watched some Law and Order.
Dude, you ate collards today too. Man, I pity your wife, bro.
Oh, she loves them.
No, it's the after effect.
Oh, it doesn't bug me that much.
Really?
Yeah, no, not as much as you would think, but
Okay.
but yeah, man. So just kind of reminiscing some old stuff. So number 2.
Well, it looks like our number 2s are pretty much about the same thing.
Pretty much.
Mine's a little more specific.
Yeah.
So usually whenever something is about to come out movie-wise, I like to go back and reread some stuff to kind of refresh my memory on things. And so I'm going back and I'm rereading Batman comics in particular.
Nice. Any ones in particular, or just random ones?
Random ones. I have a couple graphic novels that I haven't read in a very long time, so I pulled them back out. There was a Rest in Peace one, and it was, I forgot how jacked up that book really was.
Right.
And Joker was more of the Jared Leto kind of Joker in it, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. So, but yeah, trying to reread the Batman comics that I have, get a better feel for who this detective is that might be getting a different spin on.
Yeah, and I'm sure if y'all download the DC app, they'll probably have a lot of Batman stuff on sale, a lot of comics. I mean, they're digital, but you can still read the stories, and you can read them anywhere. You know, you get stuck at a light, or you get trapped in the elevator for a couple hours. It'd be good to have your phone and watch or read some of those DC comics, the Batman ones.
Sure.
I've been more catching up on kind of newer comics, like, you know, we go to the comic book shop every now and then, and I'll have, because we go, you know, less frequent because it's further away now.
Yeah.
I have more that I pick up, and so I was able to just kind of knock them all out in a couple of days. You know, just kind of chilling and just being able to catch up on that. And I will say that I read Avengers Wasteland, and it was okay. The only difference is you have, you know, different characters playing. Like, you got a different Ant-Man, you got a different She-Hulk, no, different Thor, and a different Hulk right now. And then right at the end, I got excited because a character showed up, and I was like, now I feel like I have to read the second one because they left me with that cliffhanger. But yeah, man, so that's just a little quick, tiny plug.
Hey, you know, actually, a new comic that I picked up on our last trip was Philadelphia.
Oh, how was that?
It was really good. Chris Rock was one of the folks that I had heard that raved about it, and so I was a little bit intrigued. And then I had read some other reviews saying that it was very well written, and it is. I mean, it's a more mature book, so it's definitely not a kid kind of thing for sure, or even probably teen. And not because it's, like, you know, full of nudity or anything like that. It's just that it's a more mature storyline. I don't want to spoil anything, but it does deal with death and sort of some afterlife-ish kinds of stuff.
I need to borrow that from you.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the $1 that I spent on it. I got a deal on this book, so
you should text your daughter and see if she can bring it.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, I could have, but anyway. So that was probably the new read that I liked the most recently. So
cool.
All right, so my number one, binge Elementary seasons.
Well, the show's over now, right?
Yeah, they did 7 seasons, and I'm actually missing seasons 6 and 7. So,
okay.
I'm probably going to be buying those while everybody's home, and because I can buy them online and have them shipped to my house and spray it down with my Lysol before I open the box, and then spray everything inside the box with Lysol and open it all up with my gloved hands and my face mask and everything in my sanitary room that's, you know, bleached and sterilized and whatever. I didn't do that. Actually,
did you get plenty of TP? That's my question.
Actually, you know what? I heard this family in Australia accidentally ordered like 2,000 plus rolls. They meant to order 48 rolls of toilet paper from some online place, and they accidentally ordered 48 cases of toilet paper. So
I've done that at work. I've done that at work because it also, and it depends on, like, you know, and I'm sure Amazon or whatever company they use is different, but like when you're ordering from like warehouses for like hospital stuff,
right?
Sometimes you order like one each, one box, depending on what you order. And I was thinking like a box of alcohol pads were like I thought you ordered by piece, which was like, you know, there's 100 pads in there. So like, you know, when you order one box, you're ordering 100 pieces.
Right.
And, but it wasn't, it was box, and I ordered like 400 boxes.
Oh.
And because what happened was like the company changed their ordering process, this, that, and the other. So we had actually over ordered a lot of stuff. And my director at that point was just like, you know what? You find a place to put them because we're not sending these back. Because it costs money to send them back.
Right.
And I was like...
And eventually you're going to go through them. Anyway.
Yeah. So we did, and somebody not too long ago did the same exact thing. So I wasn't the only one. But my number one is family outing, like going to the park, going out in the backyard. Yeah. My wife signed my daughter up for T-ball, which now has been postponed. But so we bought her like a tee to put outside in the backyard. She's actually out there with her right now, trying to help her, you know, figure out how to swing the bat, things like that. We went to a park the other day and did some kind of baseball stuff, just outdoor things. There was nobody there at the park, so nothing to worry about.